Hi, my name is Jennifer and I have iron deficiency anemia.
So you had to get the iron IV infusion thing done, right?
Yes.
What was it like when you had to get your tests done before you got it?
Well, I've always had iron test done every time I go to the doctors to see if it's gone up, and it never did. So they just test your iron every 6 months, and after a few years, they decide that they need to do something about it. So I took pills for a little while, but it didn't help. Changed my diet for a little while, and it wasn't enough to help. So the next step was the infusion.
What was it like when you got tested to see if you were allergic to it?
Well, what they did was they gave me, when I went to the hospital, they gave me Benadryl first, and that made me really tired. And then they gave me steroids, and that kind of woke me up. And then they gave me and they gave you Tylenol in case there's a little bit of pain. And then they start giving you some of the iron, and they just keep testing your blood pressure and your temperature and your reaction for like the first 15, 20 minutes. And when they realize nothing's really going to happen, then they shoot a whole bunch of it into you. And it feels really warm, kind of creepy. But it was good.
Was it uncomfortable being there, considering where you were?
Yeah, I was in a hospital. I've never been in a hospital before besides having a baby, so it felt weird that I had to go to the hospital over anemia. Um, I had my own room. I was like the only person on the whole floor. I got everyone's attention.
What was it like afterwards, after you got that one done? How'd you feel?
I went home and I was actually kind of tired, but that was mostly from the medications they give you, and you feel hot. It warms you up, like you can feel it going through your bloodstream. It almost seems, and I felt the next day, besides all the bruises from the IVs and stuff, that I had a little more energy. But the doctor said give it a couple weeks and you won't believe it. I'd have to say about 9 days later, I felt like a completely different person, full of energy, less bruising, coloring had come back to my skin a little bit. And that was it. So when I knew I had to go back again in 4 weeks to have it done the second time, because they only give you half of the injection, I wasn't as scared, and I didn't have to go to the hospital that time. I just had to go to the doctor's office, who happened to be a hematologist slash oncologist. So I just went into chemotherapy with everybody, and I got an iron infusion while they were getting their therapy.
Lovely. Um, do you think you're gonna have to get it done again?
I may. They check me every 6 months to see where it is. The levels have gotten back down a bit, and my pica has come back, which is my need to eat ice, which a lot of us have who are anemia.
What's your other weird thing to eat, Mom?
Wintergreen mints. So they check me all the time. Now, if they think I need another infusion before I get the infusion, they're going to do other testing to be sure that they can try to find a reason for the blood loss. Like they might do a colonoscopy, which was even suggested before I went in this time till they found out I've been anemic since I was 7. So they didn't think they were looking for a loss. I've just always been deficient. But if they do see a big drop before they give me another infusion, they will look for the reason for the loss.
If you know anyone who has iron deficiency anemia like you, would you suggest they get this done?
Oh, I work with a woman who actually has been on pills, and then they gave her a liquid, which I was never given a liquid. And she's going in a few weeks to have it done, and she's scared to death. And I told her it's the best thing that ever happened to you. It's like you get a huge vitamin shot. You feel actually really good. You don't realize how sick anemia can make you feel. You just think you're always tired and sluggish until you feel you